Hi, JD here from the Institute of Wow, and because I know the first 30 seconds is important with Facebook Live, if you're interested in growing your business with some direct response marketing, then go to bookawowcall.com. Okay, so I've said that right up front as a blatant pitch. The reason for this Facebook Live is that last night I had a client meeting, and this particular client said to me, look, what would be a wow factor that would suit my business? And he was actually in the concreting game, so he made driveways, all right? And he was thinking about a wow factor that might be associated with his product. I said, no, don't do that. I mean, if Cadbury are giving away 20% more on a crunchy bar, I don't think that's an effective wow factor. I think we all realise that we live in a world where we're overweight as it is. But if they said collect 10 of those wrappers and you get a movie ticket, then you're talking about a wow factor that works. And I thought I'd show you a classic wow factor for a turf farm that you can steal and just use for your own business. Okay, so take the essence of what I'm just about to tell you, use it for your business, and maybe, I don't know, you can send me a box of chocolates or something after to say thanks, JD. There's a pretty good chance this concept could revolutionise lots of businesses. This one happened to be a turf farm, and they were on the Gold Coast in hinterlands up in the Tamborine Mountains, and they joined my private coaching program. And what had happened is that it had been a pretty poor season for turf. The turf farm producer said to me that the building of homes had been down. This was a few years back, and so therefore he was stuck with about 6 miles or 6 kilometres worth of turf. So I visited him, and I said to him, how much turf do you have? And he said, well, as far as the eye can see over the mountain range there, and likewise there, it was a lot of turf. And I said to him, okay, well, who's your target audience? And he said, hang with me on this, because I think you'll grab this idea and steal it. You're mad if you don't. And I said, who's your target audience? Which is, of course, the #1 question you need to ask. And he said, well, landscapers, because when a landscaper organises turf for the front yard or backyard of a home, they're normally doing it over and over and over again. So they're a good client to have because they'll get their turf as in grass, okay? So if my pronunciation is not coming through, T-U-R-F, grass, turf, all right? And he said when a landscaper comes on board, they could be for good, but he said the only trouble is that they're tight asses. They keep on saying to me, well, I can get the same saltwater turf down the road for 50 cents less per square metre. So if I was charging $6 per square metre, they can get it for $5.50 down the road. I've got to drop mine to $5.40, then the other mob drop theirs to $5.30, and it's a race to the bottom. He said, how do I get out of this price discounting world? And I said, well, you have to have a Happy Meal toy. And at the time, he'd seen a lot of my TV commercials where I had Jerry Seinfeld promoting the Greater Building Society, another one of my clients, and he was telling everyone, swap your home loan from the nasty bank that charges you all the fees and come across to the Greater Building Society and you'll get better service, you won't get charged those fees, and you'll get a free holiday. So it was get a home loan, get a free holiday. He said, how do I do that sort of thing? And I said, well, easy. You just come up with a wow factor that takes the landscaper's eyes off the price. And he said, well, what's that? I said, what do you think landscapers like? They're blue singlet workers. What do you think they like? Aside from perhaps, a cigarette every now and again, what else do they like? He said, well, beer. I said, good. Now, they would normally buy 4X beer or 2Es. Why don't we give them Crown Lager, the premium beer? He said, how would that work? I'll show you what we did. We hired or rented a mail list of 500 landscapers in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And we only sent out to 250 of them, just 250 landscapers, this particular brochure. I'll get up here and I'll just change the screen for you so you can have a look at it. Here we go. I think it's going to change. I hope it does. This is me pressing the wrong button. Give me 1 second. I'll just press the right button, I hope. Isn't it always embarrassing when you do this, okay? I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to swing that around and show it to you, okay? So that's nice and easy for you. There you go. You don't have to look at it in reverse that way either. So this is the brochure that went out to 250 of the landscapers. So all they got that brochure in the mail, and it basically said to them, as you can see there, get a free carton of Crown Lager throughout May and June for every 500 square metres of grass that you buy from us. And so therefore he sent that out, and I'll bring the camera back to me. He actually said to me about 6 days in, JD, we have to stop the campaign. And I said, why? He said, because we have no more grass. We're out of grass. I said, you're out of grass? He said, yes. He said, we've only sent 250 of those brochures out saying that for every home's worth of grass, you'll get a free carton of Crown Lager. And he said, we're gone. All 6 kilometres of the grass has gone. Now, even I, who am pretty confident with most of my ideas like this, I fell off my chair. I said, you're joking. He said, no, all go on. He said, we're sourcing grass from other turf farms to keep up with the demand for the beer. And he said, it gets even better. He said, one particular landscaper was a real pain in the arse. He used to always just price discount all the time. He'd get me to drop my price and drop my price, drop my price. He rang up when this promotion was on for the free carton of Crown Lager, and he said to me, I'll take 18 homes worth of grass, which is unheard of. And he never asked the price. He just said, look, I don't care when the grass gets here, but I've got a party on Friday. I need the 18 cartons of beer by Friday. That's when the Happy Meal toy overtakes the product. I just thought I would show to you the actual video of the guy talking about this. And because, silly me, I pressed the wrong button. Give me 1 second. No, if I press it again, I'm sure I'll lose you. So I'll turn the camera around so you can see what this guy's got to say. His name is John Kelleher. And we'll just whiz the camera around there so you can see him on there. And then I'll just let him tell you how spectacular this promotion was so that you can actually steal the concept for yourself.
Sell on price, you're always going to be, you know, at the mercy of the guy down the street who wants to sell cheaper than you. So this was a value add type promotion, and it gave us that wow factor. So it's very simple, very effective. Well, I guess it certainly did instantly improve our sales for our turf at that point in time. The numbers were fantastic, really. We ended up ceasing the promotion for the other 250, which we didn't identify, because we really ran out of turf. We were sourcing turf from other farms. This was an exceptional result for us. And look, the numbers speak for themselves. We had a 40% increase immediately within that first month on those sales from the previous year for that same time frame. Very simple, but it worked very well. I guess it's a great result for us as a marketing campaign when we actually run out of stock, or I guess what a great result for any marketing exercise to have that sort of result. Yeah, look, you know, we were looking for something different at the time when we employed JD to come and have a look at our business, and as his website, and he regularly says, you know, you've got to look for that wow factor. Wow factor is king.
Okay, so there you have it. A nice testimonial from a really nice guy too. I must say that he was a joy to work with. He actually did stuff. The clients, of course, that we all love if you're in the advisory business, and that would be a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, an accountant, a marketing advisor like myself. The clients you're looking for are the guys that actually do shit, or the girls that do shit. And he actually just followed the program. So when I said, put that brochure together, guess what? He put we put it together for him, but I said, why don't you rent a mail list of 500 landscapers? And he just did it. And he didn't actually send out to the whole 500. He only sent this out to 250. We emailed those that were on email, but keep in mind you're talking about blue singlet workers here, so therefore there's a good portion of them that are just not on email. And he did that. And of course the result was that within 6 days, I think it was 6 or 7 days anyway, he ran out of turf. He ran out of stock. How would you like to run out of stock? Well, if you would like to run out of stock, guess where you should come for the ideas that you can get to help you run out of stock? It's called the instituteofwow.com, and that's another blatant pitch for my business. What we do is very different from advertising agencies. What we do is direct response marketing, but even it's different from direct response marketing. If you go to any direct response marketing agency, both online and offline, generally speaking, they will give you, direct response sort of strategies, and that is having a time limitation or quantity limitation and having a problem solution formula and all that sort of stuff. That's great. But what we do is sprinkle the pixie dust on top. We call ourselves the Institute of Wow because we tend to put a wow factor on top. And so therefore what we will do is never ever let a campaign go out without some sort of gosh factor or wow factor. And that's the big difference between us and any other marketing agency, I believe. So direct response marketing, by the way, there's 5 components to it. Number 1, you've got to tell your prospects their problem, okay? Highlight their problem. Number 2, aggravate the problem. Number 3, provide the solution, whatever your solution is. Number 4, provide proof, and you just saw that I did when I swung around and showed you the video from that particular client. And then number 5, call to action. Now the thing is, less than 5%, I'm going to hold up 5 fingers, 5 fingers, or 4 fingers and 1 thumb, less than 5% of businesses worldwide actually practice direct response marketing. And I believe that's why a lot of businesses go broke. They've been told by their advertising consultants that they need to get their name out there and sponsor the Brisbane Broncos football team, or maybe sponsor the Commonwealth Games, or put ads on the side of buses and the backs of taxis and do all that rubbish, which is fine for the big companies to piss it up against the wall because they'll never notice when it doesn't work. But for most of us small to medium-sized businesses, you advertise on the side of a bus or the back of a taxi, and I think that you should win the Dickhead of the Week award because that is absolutely ridiculous. You won't find that ask yourself, when was the last time you bought anything off the side of a bus? When was the last time you bought anything off the back of a taxi? Or when was the last time you bought anything, or even could remember one of the ads on the electronic signs that go around the football games that you watch on TV every weekend? There are mega millions of dollars being pissed up against the wall with all of that stupid advertising, when in fact today's world delivers you things like Facebook ads and LinkedIn ads and Instagram ads, which is the most laser targeted form of marketing the world's ever seen. And yet people are still pissing money up against the wall by putting some sort of catch line on the side of a bus. I cannot believe it. I showed in one of my Facebook Live posts, I think the day before yesterday, I took a photograph of the side of the bus, and it had a lady hopping, skipping and jumping towards a shopping centre logo. And it said that she was hopping, skipping and jumping to Nerang Plaza. Now whoever put that together, I'm sure, has been smoking something. It was absolutely ridiculous, and the major tenant at Nerang Plaza, would you believe, which was Coles, was about the size of a bee stick at the very bottom of the side of the bus. You could hardly see it. Oh, by the way, we've got Coles Supermarket. They should be screaming at you that it's Coles Supermarket and it's the only supermarket on the Gold Coast that still gives you free plastic bags, or whatever it may be, okay, some sort of wow factor bonus. So look, if you're interested in learning about this wow factor stuff and how we can help you, we have a couple of programs. One of them is a private coaching program where we provide you within 10 working days of speaking with you a 20, 30, 40 page marketing plan that's been customized especially for your business. And it will have in it, I think I can show you the sort of things, I'll hold one up here. It'll have in it, this is a marketing plan, by the way. This is the one that we put together recently. I've just printed out a hard copy, and this is for a big business here on the Gold Coast. And as it turned out, here's the layout for his web page. Okay, when you flip that over so that we can fix his website at the same time, I will put together layouts for Facebook ads. Okay, this is an orthodontist surgery here on the Gold Coast, so therefore it's a pretty comprehensive plan. I'm ruffling the paper so you can see just how thick it is. Okay, it's a very comprehensive marketing plan, and online and offline. Includes things like the crazy idea with the Crown Lager for turf. What has Crown Lager got to do with turf? Nothing. But most other dickhead turf farm operators out there will say, oh, buy a certain amount of turf for your front yard and we'll give you X metres for free. No, that's like Cadbury telling you to buy the Crunchy Bar, which is plenty big enough anyway. We're all fat enough as it is. And then saying, well, now we've got 20% more. No, it would be better for Cadbury to say, collect 20 of those wrappers and we'll give you 2 tickets to the movies. Before I go, let me say this to you. If you're interested in someone taking over direction of your marketing and helping you sell more stuff, then you might like to book a call with one of my crew at bookawowcall.com. So if you go straight through to book a wow call, that's W-O-W, bookawowcall.com, then one of our crew will have a chat to you, and then if they think that we're a good fit, then I will have a chat with you as well, and we can help you put together a structured marketing plan for your business. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, by the way. We had someone contact us yesterday from Cincinnati in the US, and with Zoom and Facebook Live and all these sorts of technology in front of us these days, available to all of us, we don't need to be across the desk anymore. We can do everything by Skype and Zoom and all that sort of stuff. So therefore, it doesn't matter where you're watching this in the world. If you need help with your marketing, then I think that's probably worth booking a call with one of my crew at bookawowcall.com. It sounds like an infomercial, doesn't it? If you want to have a look at some of the case studies, then just go to theinstituteofwow.com and have a look at some of the case studies there. You'll not only see the turf farm one, but you'll see a whole host of case studies across various industries, and you'll see the common denominator is wow factor. Okay, if it doesn't have a wow factor, don't bother doing it. That's just the way it is. If you don't have a gosh factor in your marketing, then you're going to pretty much either fall into 2 categories. Number one, invisible, just like most of your competitors, okay, because you're out there just marketing on price all the time. Or number 2, you're going to be marketing on price. And the last thing you want to do if you want to retain margin is drop your pants, okay? You do not want to drop your price on a regular basis. I don't mind if you do that once or twice a year to get rid of dead stock, or maybe if you're in the service industry, you want to, flush out some of your prospects, but don't make that the first port of call. What you'll find when you come into our marketing environment is that, yeah, we try and make sure that we take their eyes off the price. So when you get these marketing gurus say to you, oh, it's all about getting your name out there on the side of buses and backs of taxis, and just get your name out there on Facebook and show everybody what you've been doing on holidays and all that. No, it's all about getting their name in here, not about you getting your name out there. Get their name in here and then remarket to them. And we have a complete online social media formula these days, which is working quite handsomely for a lot of people. And it's all about what we call a 2-step sell Facebook formula, where we tease people to go through to a landing page and give us their details in return for the chance to win something, or for maybe getting a free download of a report or something like that. And then we have a retargeting sort of program set up for them. So therefore it's called the two-step sell. The first step is to get their name in here in return for giving them something for free, and then the second step is to then remarket to them, sell. Okay, so it's called a two-step sell. First step is always to get the data. Okay, if this is interesting to you and you found the turf farm thing interesting, and that is one of a gazillion of these, you know, sort of ideas that we have across all sorts of industries, then book a call with us and we'll see if we can help you out with the marketing plan. Okay, so it is bookawowcall.com, and when you go there you'll see there's a calendar and it just has times available for us to talk to you. You just pick a time, tomorrow or the next day, whatever it might be, and we can chat on the phone and do the whole thing. I will leave it at that. Hopefully you have a good afternoon. All the best. If I can find the finish button, of course, and because what happens with these things when you're doing Facebook Live, let me just have a squeeze. I want to get out of here. I want to have a cup of tea, by the way, so therefore I'm trying to work out where this damn finish button. Do you know it's disappeared off the screen? So therefore you're going to have to forgive me. I'm just going to have to actually say goodbye and turn the phone off. Okay, see you later. Okay, bye-bye.